A video about orthomolecular medicine and amyloidosis, or the accumulation of amyloid plaques in the body. Now, of course, I'm going to have to explain what amyloidosis is. Also, what you have to understand is I'm not a doctor, I'm not an MD, I'm not a DO, I'm not an ND. I'm not a chiropractor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not an LPN, I'm not an RN, I'm not a nurse practitioner. This video does not constitute medical advice. So what is amyloidosis? Amyloidosis is a rare disease that occurs when protein called amyloid builds up in organs. This amyloid buildup can make the organs not work properly. Organs that may be affected include the heart, kidneys, liver, spleen, nervous system, and digestive tract. Some types of amyloidosis occur with other diseases. These types may improve with treatment of the other diseases. Some types of amyloidosis may lead to life-threatening organ failure. Treatments may include chemotherapy with strong drugs used to treat cancer. Other types of medications can reduce amyloid production and control symptoms. Some people may benefit from organ or stem cell transplants. You may not experience symptoms of amyloidosis until later in the course of the disease. Symptoms may vary. Signs and symptoms: severe fatigue and weakness, shortness of breath, numbness, tingling, or pain in the hands or feet, swelling of the ankles and legs, diarrhea, possibly with blood or constipation, an enlarged tongue which sometimes looks rippled around the edge. There's a photo of that. Skin changes such as thickening or easy bruising. When to see a doctor. See your healthcare provider if you regularly experience any of the signs or symptoms associated with amyloidosis. Causes. There are many different types of amyloidosis. Some types are hereditary. Others are caused by outside factors such as inflammatory diseases or long-term dialysis. Many types affect multiple organs. Others affect only one part of the body. Types of amyloidosis: L amyloidosis, which is immunoglobulin light chain amyloidosis. This is the most common type of amyloidosis in developed countries. AL amyloidosis is also called primary amyloidosis. It usually affects the heart, kidneys, liver, and nerves. AA amyloidosis, this type is also known as secondary amyloidosis. It's usually triggered by an inflammatory disease such as rheumatoid arthritis. It most commonly affects the kidneys, liver, and spleen. Hereditary amyloidosis, familial amyloidosis. This inherited disorder often affects the nerves, heart, and kidneys. It most commonly happens when a protein made by your liver is abnormal. This protein is called transthyretin. Wild-type amyloidosis. This variety has also been called senile systemic amyloidosis. It occurs when the TTR protein, which is that transthyretin protein, is normal, but produces amyloid for unknown reasons. Wild-type amyloidosis tends to affect men over 70 and often targets the heart. It can also cause carpal tunnel syndrome. Localized amyloidosis. This type of amyloidosis often has a better prognosis than the varieties that affect multiple organ systems. Typical sites for localized amyloidosis include the bladder, skin, throat, or lungs. Correct diagnosis is important so that treatments that affect the entire body can be avoided. Risk factors: age. Most people diagnosed with amyloidosis are between ages 60 and 70. Sex. Amyloidosis occurs more commonly in men. Other diseases: having a chronic infectious or inflammatory disease increases the risk of AA amyloidosis. Family history. Some types of amyloidosis are hereditary. Kidney dialysis. Dialysis can't always remove large proteins from the blood. If you're on dialysis, abnormal proteins can build up in your blood and eventually be deposited in tissue. This condition is less common with more modern dialysis techniques. Race: people of African American descent appear to be at higher risk of carrying a genetic mutation associated with a type of amyloidosis that can harm the heart. Complications: heart amyloid reduces the heart's ability to fill with blood. Between heartbeats, less blood is pumped with each beat. This can cause shortness of breath. If amyloidosis affects the heart's electrical system, it can cause heart rhythm problems. Amyloid-related heart problems can become life-threatening. Kidneys: amyloid can harm the kidney's filtering system. This affects their ability to remove waste products from the body. It can eventually cause kidney failure. Nervous system: the nerve damage can cause pain, numbness, or tingling of the fingers and feet. If amyloid affects the nerves that control bowel function, it can cause periods of alternating constipation and diarrhea. Damage to the nerves that control blood pressure can make people feel faint if they stand up too quickly. So first I want to talk about the neuroprotective effects of berry fruits on neurodegenerative diseases. The reason why is because this deals with amyloid plaques. So many epidemiological studies have shown that regular flavonoid-rich fruit intake is associated with delayed Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, ischemic diseases, and aging effects. Okay, data from in vitro, blah, 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 anthocyanin, caffeic acid. These are different phytonutrients in the fruit, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and anti-proliferative properties. Since oxidative stress and inflammation appear to be involved in brain aging and in neurodegenerative diseases, it is theorized that increased consumption of antioxidants may be effective in preventing or ameliorating these changes. The neuroprotective effects of strawberry, bilberry, blackcurrant, blackberry, blueberry, and mulberry were demonstrated by many scholars. Neuroinflammation processes in the brain are believed to play a crucial role in the development of neurodegenerative diseases, especially due to increased production of reactive oxygen species. This is, again, free radicals. Because of low activity of antioxidant defense systems, the brain is susceptible to oxidative stress more than other organs. Moreover, many neurotransmitters are auto-oxidized to generate reactive oxygen species. So keep that in mind. A lot of your neurotransmitters are auto-oxidized and create free radicals. Okay. So, breaking the vicious cycle. Okay, strawberry. Strawberry is an evergreen shrub, a native Mediterranean species that are also cultivated in other regions of Eastern Europe. The wide range of antioxidants in strawberry fruit makes strawberry as a health-promoting food. The most abundant antioxidants are caffeic acid, ellagic acid, and certain flavonoids including anthocyanins, tannins, catechin, quercetin, camphoraferol, gallic acid, derivatives, vitamin C, vitamin E, and carotenoids. Structures of important active compounds of the berry fruits. Studied the inhibitory effects of strawberries on cyclooxygenase in vitro, which is a key enzyme that plays an important role in the conversion of arachaic acid to various eicosanoids involved in inflammation. Eicosanoids are a type of primitive hormone. If you read Dr. Barry Sears's book, The Omega RX Zone, which I recommend, although I don't believe in a lot of the stuff, it really goes over eicosanoids really well. Extracts from strawberries are moderately effective in inhibiting COX-1 and are more potent inhibitors of COX-2 as well. These are different eicosanoids. COX-2 is a main promoter of inflammatory prostaglandins or glandins, which COX-1 is known to produce some gastroprotective prostaglandins. Selective inhibition of COX-2 could be important because the inflammatory process is involved in the etiology of a wide range of neurodegenerative diseases, including Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. Previous studies have shown that strawberry extract offers protection to age-induced deficits by enhancing GT pace activity, calcium content, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Young rats exposed to iron particle radiation showed neurochemical and behavioral changes which are similar to those seen in aged organisms. Some scholars have reported that maintaining rats for 2 months in antioxidant diets containing strawberry extracts can prevent the occurrence of neurochemical and behavioral changes. So keep that in mind. These strawberry extracts can prevent the occurrence of neurochemical and behavioral changes. There is increased... Okay. These results suggest that an antioxidant-rich diet may serve as effective countermeasures to prevent neurochemical and behavioral changes following exposure to heavy particles. Strawberry and vitamin E are shown to have equal protective effects on age-related deficits. Bilberries provide significant health benefits because of their high levels of anthocyanins, flavonols, vitamin C, vitamin E, and manganese, and contain carotenoid, lutein, zeaxanthin. The biological function, including benefits for the eyes, mouth, gum, and gum health, powerful anti-inflammatory, hyperglycemic, and antioxidative effects. A number of studies have shown that aging, and particularly brain aging, are associated with free radical action. Glutathione and its related enzymes participate in the maintenance of oxidant homeostasis and in the aging process and are associated with gradual pro-oxidizing shift in the glutathione redox state. There is a close link between glutathione metabolism and oxidant homeostasis that can be manifested as learning and synaptic plasticity deficits under the condition of low glutathione. There are a few suitable animal models to study the supplemental antioxidant functions in age-related deficits in learning. So what you're seeing here is that by taking antioxidants, it reduces the deficits in these animals, these learning deficits. Rats have become age-related brain, learning, and cognitive deficits. Therefore, a simultaneous increase in superoxide dismutase activity and a decrease in glutathione level might indicate the increased level of radical oxygen species. The above data support the theory that the reduction of cellular expression and activity of antioxidant proteins is a fundamental cause of the aging process in neurodegenerative diseases. Memory loss is accompanied but not necessarily caused by accumulation of oxidative damage to lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids, all of which can disrupt neuronal function. They also demonstrated that the bilberry extract is effective in decreasing lipid peroxides and increasing superoxide dismutase activities in the brain. Furthermore, long-term supplementation of bilberry extract prevents learning and memory deficits. Blackcurrant. Blackcurrant is a strong candidate fruit to provide neuroprotection in Alzheimer's disease. Anthocyanins are a major group of polyphenols in blackcurrant, accounting for 80% of the total amount of quantified compounds. Beta amyloid induced formation. So this is again the beta amyloid plaques. This is a form of amyloidosis of the brain of reactive oxygen species is inhibited by flavonols from blackcurrant. Okay. Blackberry fruits are well known to be a rich source of antioxidants, rich in polyphenols, manganese, folate, fibers, cyanidin 3,0-glucoside, vitamin C, salicylate, and high tannin. The biological functions of blackberries include anti-hyperglycemic, meaning they lower the blood sugar, antioxidative, antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral, anti-cancer properties. In addition, they can normalize cholesterol, delay the process of aging, relieve pains, and strengthen blood circulation. Okay. Blueberry. Blueberries are a rich source of flavonoids, notably anthocyanins, caffeic acid, flavonols. Okay, protein kinases. Yeah. Blueberry extract treatment reversed this loss. Okay, wait. Okay, so this is again amyloid beta plaques. Okay. Mulberry. Okay. This is okay. It's anti-inflammatory, diuretic, antitussive, okay, and anti-hyperglycemic, meaning again that it lowers blood sugar. High amounts of anthocyanins from berries are consumed in the common diet and used in some therapeutic applications. Conclusion. Oxidative stress and inflammation are major factors contributing to aging and the development of age-related neurodegenerative diseases. Numerous natural antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds found in plant foods, like fruits, especially berries, such as strawberry, bilberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, blueberry, and mulberry, can offer neuroprotective effects. Okay, these modifications and others that are being studied may mediate the enhancements in cognitive and motor behavioral performance by berries. Thus nutritional interventions rich in phytochemicals, for example, anthocyanins and caffeic acid, such as berry fruits, may be a valuable asset in preventing against aging by reducing or delaying the development of age-related neurodegenerative diseases. Folic acid inhibits amyloid beta peptide production through modulating DNA. Okay, introduction. Alzheimer's disease is one of the major amyloidoses with 2 types of amyloid deposited in the brain. Okay, results. Almost no expression of amyloid beta plaque or production was observed, blah, 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 was seen to do. Okay. The present study found that that a folic acid dose dependently inhibited amyloid beta production. Furthermore, observations indicated that this effect of folic acid was mediated by stimulated DNMT gene and production and protein expression, blah, blah, blah. Genetic factors have an important role in the development of late-onset Alzheimer's disease. Okay. Detected neuronal immunoreactivity of epigenetic factors. Okay. Let's see. Conclusion. In vitro model. In conclusion, the present study using an Alzheimer's disease cell model found that, now remember, this is an in vitro study, I should have said that. Using an Alzheimer's disease cell model found that folic acid stimulated gene and protein expression of DNMT isoforms and DNMT activity. Folic acid also decreased amyloid beta protein levels, whereas inhibition of DNMT activity, amyloid beta production, these results indicate that folic acid's induction of methylation potential dependent, could consequently slow amyloid beta production. Remember, folic acid increases methylation. As you get older, your rate of methylation decreases. Okay. High doses of vitamin C supplementation reduces amyloid plaque burden and ameliorates pathological changes in the brain. Okay, so vitamin C accumulates in the central nervous system, and its level in the brain is much higher than in plasma. Plasma levels of vitamin C are lower in Alzheimer's disease patients than in healthy individuals. Furthermore, deficiencies in vitamin C level are related to cognitive impairment. Recently, it has been reported that treatment with vitamin C prevents compression-induced blood-brain barrier disruption, and both low and high vitamin C levels have an impact on the number and size of mitochondria. They found that sufficient vitamin C supplementation significantly reduces amyloid deposition in both the cortex and hippocampus, ameliorates blood-brain barrier disruption by preventing tight junction, structural changes, and morphological changes in the mitochondria. Okay, results. Histopathologically, Alzheimer's disease is characterized by the presence of extracellular senile plaques consisting of beta amyloid peptide in both the frontal cortex and hippocampus. To evaluate whether vitamin C supplementation can change amyloid plaque burden in the frontal cortex and the hippocampus, they quantified deposited amyloid beta plaques following immunohistochemistry using which is a type of staining, blah, blah, blah. Cerebral capillaries are less impaired in the brains from the high-dose supplemented group. So previously they had observed disrupted microvessels near amyloid beta plaque deposited areas in the brain because of the but as you can see, the cerebral capillaries were less impaired when the mice were on high-dose vitamin C. To assess whether vitamin C affects the change of cerebral capillaries, they performed the staining process. Lower vitamin C dose had disrupted vessels in the cortex. Alteration of cerebral TJs was decreased. The blood-brain barrier is a specialized brain endothelial system of fully differentiated neurovascular structures, which has an important role in. So basically, what the blood-brain barrier does is a lot of things can't get into the brain that are in the blood. And the reason why is because the brain is important and you don't want everything in your blood getting into your brain because it can cause problems, And it has the important role of regulating and restricting transport of various molecules across the brain endothelium, blah, blah, blah. Essentially. Astrocytes, which make up about 50% of the cells in the cortex, regulate the blood-brain barrier function by interacting with endothelial cells and neurons. Neuroinflammation in the area of the amyloid plaques was observed in the brains, blah, 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 to identify the effect of vitamin C supplementation on neuroinflammation. They examined whether activation of astrocytes is altered by using abnormal mitochondrial dysfunction in vitro. Now remember, vitamin C helps to reduce mitochondrial dysfunction. This is very important. They examined the morphology of the mitochondria in the brains of all 6-month-old knockout mice. Blah, blah, blah. The low dose supplemented showed abnormal mitochondria. They found low dose was receiving high-dose vitamin C had avoided severe alterations. So the ones receiving the high-dose vitamin C did not experience the abnormal mitochondria. Discussion: as vitamin C acts as a vital antioxidant molecule in the brain, and neurodegenerative diseases typically involve high levels of oxidative stress. A number of reports have suggested that vitamin C has the potential therapeutic role against Alzheimer's disease, ischemic stroke, Parkinson's disease, and Huntington's disease. Although vitamin C treatment showed better amelioration in learning and behavioral deficits, there is disagreement about its effects in plaque burden and no evidence about the direct effects on Alzheimer's disease-like pathology. Unlike humans, mice can synthesize vitamin C endogenously. Basically, mice can make vitamin C. In this study, they successfully made the first line, blah, blah, blah. So they knocked out the ability of them to make vitamin C. So that made mice that couldn't make vitamin C, such as guinea pig can't make vitamin C. This model is optimal for confirming the direct effect of vitamin C on Alzheimer's disease pathology. So this study confirmed that vitamin C reduces Alzheimer's pathology. Vitamin E reduces amyloidosis and improves cognitive function. Traumatic brain injury is a well-recognized environmental risk factor for developing Alzheimer's disease. Repetitive concussive brain injury exacerbates brain lipid peroxidation, accelerates amyloid formation, blah, blah, blah. This study evaluated the effects of vitamin E on these 4 parameters. Mice following. Okay. Vitamin E treated animals showed a significant increase in brain vitamin E levels and significant decrease in brain lipid peroxidation. Okay, this study suggests that the exacerbation of brain oxidative stress following recurrent concussive brain injuries plays a mechanistic role in accelerating alpha-beta accumulation. Okay, so vitamin E did not show. Okay, so the vitamin E helps to reduce brain damage, apparently. Okay, so keep that in mind. So it helps to treat traumatic brain injury. The flavonoid quercetin ameliorates Alzheimer's disease pathology and protects cognitive and emotional function in aged triple transgenic Alzheimer's disease model mice. Okay. Alzheimer's disease is the most common senile dementia in the world, although important progress has been made in understanding the pathogenesis of Alzheimer's disease. Current therapeutic approaches provide only modest symptomatic relief. Okay, these results were reported by a significant reduction in the paired blah, blah, blah. Okay, quercetin induced improved performance on learning and spatial memory tasks and greater risk assessment behavior. Based on the elevated plus maze test, together these findings suggest that quercetin reverses histological hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease and protects cognitive and emotional function. Cocoa supplementation reduces amyloid beta-induced deficits in transgenic worms, nematode worms. Cocoa powder was supplemented to the E. coli diet of these nematodes. Results expressing worms showed a reduced growth and reduced maximum speed, blah, blah, blah. Conclusion, long-term cocoa supplementation seemed to improve amyloid beta-induced deficits in these nematode worms. Inhibitory effect of lycopene on amyloid beta-induced apoptosis in neuronal cells. Okay. So, Alzheimer's disease is a fatal neurodegenerative disease. Brain amyloid beta deposition is a crucial feature causing blah, blah, blah. Okay. Lycopene, which is an active phytonutrient, it's a carotenoid in tomatoes. Lycopene inhibited these amyloid beta-induced alterations. However, amyloid beta did not induce apoptosis determined by Lycopene inhibited apoptosis by reducing the reactive oxygen species and by inhibiting mitochondrial dysfunction. This is why people don't understand this. This is why you need, if you read the Atkins age-defying diet, and I strongly recommend everybody reads the Atkins age-defying diet, this is why you need to eat a variety of vegetables and a variety of low-carbohydrate fruits that are rich in these phytonutrients, like berries, tomatoes, spices, herbs, okay? Melatonin treatment enhances amyloid beta plaque lymphatic clearance in transgenic mouse model. Clearance of amyloid beta peptides through the lymphatic system was confirmed in this study. Treatment with melatonin led to the following changes: statistically significant increase in blah, blah, blah. Okay, this data expands on the prior report that the lymphatic system participates in amyloid beta clearance from the brain. They propose that abnormalities in amyloid beta clearance through the lymphatic system may contribute to the development of cerebral amyloidosis. Melatonin and related indole molecules are known to inhibit amyloid beta aggregation, although they do not reverse aggregated amyloid beta or amyloid. But remember, quercetin may, or do not reverse aggregated amyloid beta or amyloid fibrils. Therefore, these substances should be further explored in the prevention trials. Prophylactic melatonin significantly reduces Alzheimer's neuropathology and associated cognitive deficits. Okay? And this seems to be independent of the antioxidant pathways. Behavioral and cognitive assessments of 15-month-old Alzheimer's disease mice revealed receptor-dependent blah, blah, blah. These findings demonstrate that prophylactic melatonin significantly reduced Alzheimer's disease neuropathology and associated cognitive deficits in a manner that is independent of the antioxidant pathways. Future identification of direct molecule targets for melatonin action in the brain should open new vistas for development of better Alzheimer's disease therapeutics. Prophylactic melatonin significantly reduces Alzheimer's neuropathology and associated cognitive deficits. I think I might have just read this. Yep. Long-term effects of melatonin and estradiol. Okay, melatonin is an endogenously generated potent antioxidant. It's a hormone. Previous studies indicate that melatonin improved learning and memory deficits and differentiation, apoptosis, These findings demonstrate the important effects of melatonin and estradiol on cholinergic neurons and support the potential application of melatonin in the treatment of dementia. Melatonin alleviates behavioral deficits associated with apoptosis and cholinergic system dysfunction in APP transgenic mice. Okay, melatonin is an endogenous, blah, blah, blah. Okay, melatonin, let me see here. Melatonin is an endogenous antioxidant. Yeah, we know that. Step down, suggested learning and memory. Okay. So they put these mice through different tests, which showed memory, blah, blah, blah. However, melatonin alleviated learning and memory deficits. Additionally, choline acetyltransferase activity also decreased in the frontal lobe and hippocampus. Melatonin supplementation increased the CHAT activity, blah, blah, blah. Early rational melatonin interventions may be one of the most promising strategies in the development of approaches to retard or prevent a beta-mediated disease progression. How can you cut down your risk of Alzheimer's disease? How spices can help you cut down the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Healthy and clean eating is a topic that has always been stressed, blah, blah, blah. Every spice present in your pantry is loaded with nutrients and can be beneficial for health in one or more ways. When it comes particularly to Alzheimer's research, believe that cumin and cinnamon researchers believe that cumin and cinnamon can slow or cut down the risk. Cumin and cinnamon are two different kinds of spices widely used across the globe for preparing diverse foods. They taste different, blah, blah, blah. Studies suggest that the polyphenols have the ability to reduce brain plaque and inflammation. The compound can prevent cognitive impairment, and Alzheimer's studies also suggest that polyphenols can protect neurons against injury induced by neurotoxins, promoting memory, learning, and cognitive function. Other activities that can help cut down the risk, of course, eating healthy, exercising, solving puzzles, reading, and managing stress levels. And that's all for this video.